Welcome to part 3 of Should I Be Looking at Buying a Franchise with the Threat of the Coronavirus at Large? And this is, we're going to be going over the uncertainty with the marketplace and current investments, as well as funding. And this is as of March 23rd, 2020. I want to make sure I put the date in there because things are changing so rapidly. We want to make sure that it's relevant. So I wanted to first let everyone know that yes, the market has taken a hit as a result of all of the shutdowns of businesses. And so we had a meeting with with several of our funding partners, and those funding partners were just discussing what they're seeing in the variety of different funding options. And so I'm going to reiterate some of their notes and just talk about, as far as 401k rollovers go, that's where people take their money from, the regular traditional stock market and mutual funds, and they move it into their own investment where they're controlling the asset, which is their business. And that 401k is a rollover, not a distribution. So those 401k rollovers are still happening. The market impact, the people who are going through the process have continued to still go through the process. They did say that there were some portfolio loan options which are taking an emergence, and these are security-backed lines of credits where you can use your stock portfolio as collateral and then borrow against that. They said that they haven't really seen a change in the availability of funding as of right now, and that may change, and they expect that it will change, but as of right now there's been no change in that availability. They also said that HELOCs are taking a primary place in the options for funding and capital availability because rates have dropped so much. They said that there are some changes to what the banks are asking for in these loan processes. So they're asking for things like, what's your timing to get opened? Who are the landlords? They're asking about your background as a business owner and your professional expertise. So they're tying those things more into the loan process. So those are questions that you'll need to be prepared for should you be going through a loan process. They did say that SBA those are still going through as well, and right now they're extremely low interest rates, and that's because there is a 0% rate from the Fed that is kind of encouraging banks to keep lending and getting loans out there. So that's good. Thank you to the Fed for doing that. If you guys want access to this slide deck and learning more of this information, please reach out to one of your FBA brokers so that they can share this information and can discuss the information with you or get you in touch with those funding partners. Some more information, more on the lighter side, we got a few pieces of insight regarding stock markets rebounding and the way the market changes over time. So we had a financial institution share with us materials on the S&P 500 and the worst day since 1950, and that worst day was negative 8.5%. It was down that much. But then 1 year later, it was actually up at 22.8%. And so that's a big jump, and it just gives perspective that even though it's really dark right now and things are very scary, that things will be even better once we're through this window. There's another graph that was sent over, and it was just talking about the different recessions that we've seen throughout our history and the rebound that happens, and it was showing and depicting how the rebound is always longer and larger than the recession. And so we are happy to share that information with you. Again, reach out to your FBA broker for that information. And this concludes part 3 of Should I Buy a Franchise or Look at Buying a Franchise with the threat of the coronavirus at large. I just want to encourage you guys that there are options out there for you. You don't have to do anything at all. We want you to be completely comfortable in this process, but it is good to know what your options are and to really start planning for any outcome, any scenario that could be in front of you and that you can be faced with. We just really want the best for you and are praying for you and hoping for the best for you. Thank you guys.